Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hope your day is going great as mine is. So the last time I was here, I shared 1 Kings chapter 1, where Adonijah, Absalom's younger brother, tries to make himself king as their father was growing old. So Prophet Nathan and Queen Bathsheba, King David's wife, King Solomon's mother, intervened, leading to David to publicly declare King Solomon the rightful king. So today we'll be diving into 1 Kings chapter 2. As always, I'm just going to read some snippets. In this chapter, David, as he's growing old and he knows that his time is so near, he was given King Solomon fatherly advice as to how to rule faithfully and also how to deal with some people he had unfinished business with, who were threats to his throne, and most likely there'll be threats to King Solomon's throne too. So let's dive right into it. Okay, David's charge to Solomon. When the time drew near for David to die, he gave charge to Solomon, his son. I am about to go the way of all the earth, he said. So be strong, show yourself a man, and observe what the Lord your God requires. Walk in his ways and keep his decrees and commands, his laws and requirements as written in the law of Moses, so that you may prosper in all you do and wherever you go, and that the Lord may keep his promise to you. If your descendants watch how they live, and if they walk faithfully before me with all their heart and soul, you will never fail to have a man on the throne of Israel. He said this to Solomon, as God has also kept his promise to him, his father. It's more like he's passing the baton to his son, right? Okay, so he gave him that advice that when he follows God's decrees, he will prosper in his ways as God prospered him, because he walked faithfully with God. Okay, so the next paragraph, David was kind of giving Solomon advice on what to do with those that were threats to his throne and may also be threats to King Solomon. Okay, he mentioned some names like Joab, son of Zeruiah, and what they did to him, and then he told King Solomon to handle them wisely. Now you yourself know what Joab, son of Zeruiah, did to me, what he did to the two commanders of Israel's armies, Abner, son of Ner, and Amasa, son of Jether. He killed them, shedding their blood in peacetime as if in battle. And with that blood-stained belt and sandals on his feet, deal with him accordingly to your wisdom, but do not let his gray head go down to the grave in peace. So after he told him how to rule wisely, it was now time for him to pass on. So it says here, then David rested with his fathers and was buried in the city of David. He had reigned 40 years over Israel, 7 years in Hebron and 33 in Jerusalem. So Solomon sat on the throne of his father David, and his rule was firmly established. So this is where we end today's readings. As always, I have 2 key lessons for you. Obedience to God secures success. Okay, David instructs Solomon to walk in God's ways and to keep his commands, promising that this obedience will lead to prosperity and blessing. I have somewhere in the Bible. Remember I mentioned to you guys that Solomon wrote the book of Proverbs, right? His father asked him to keep the commands, and that when he does that, his obedience will lead to prosperity. Okay, so obviously Solomon was walking in his father's advice, because right here he wrote in Proverbs 3, he says, my son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and brings you prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name. Then the famous one, Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. So this was what King Solomon wrote regarding following God's commands. And we know where he got it from, right? It's a passed down thing. The father told him the way to prosperity is living out God's commands and be faithful and obedient to God, and he will prosper in his ways. So we learn from that too, right? We know that when we obey God, when we follow his commands, God will prosper the works of our hands in whatever we do. Okay, so the number 2 key lesson is deal wisely with responsibility. David also tells Solomon to handle unresolved matters with wisdom, especially concerning individuals like Joab and Shimei. This teaches us to lead with discernment, hold others accountable, and make godly decisions in leadership. As he told Solomon that these are people that are threats to me, also they'll be threats to your throne. So you have to walk in discernment, and also whatever they've done, they have to pay for it. He advised him to be careful. There are some he advised that he has to get rid of them because they are a huge threat. And some he said he should spare their lives. The lesson here is whatever I do, I have to walk in discernment and be held accountable. And most especially, we make godly decisions in whatever we do. Always, always seek God in whatever you do, and you would prosper in all your ways, no doubt. God always wants us to come to him, talk to him about whatever issues we're going through, because he knows better. He's God of the universe. He sees beyond what we can see. And whatever maze we're in, he'll get us out of it if we seek his face. So with that, I'm going to end today. Take care for now and God bless. Bye.